Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to talk about the current transit of Rahu Ketu in the Pisces Virgo axis. Yes, how this transit will work for you as per your moon sign, ascendant sign. So yeah, we'll talk about everything in detail. I know my camera it's moving today. It's alive. My stand is alive today. I don't know. It's moving in different directions. It's not stable. But sorry for that. So I'm just so tired. I just want to complete the intro. I've already recorded the session, the entire session for 12 signs. And when now I'm here, I feel so tired. So yeah, apologies for that if this is moving or going in some direction. Okay, so Rahu Ketu in Pisces Virgo axis. A quick description. If you want more detailed description, then do watch my Rahu Ketu videos. Ketu's transit over the natal planets in Virgo, Rahu's transit over the natal planets in Pisces. Over there you have such detailed, amazing explanation of how Rahu and Ketu will work in these signs. But let's just bring this together. Let's just make this conclusion how it's going to work. Rahu in Pisces, which is the natural 12th house. Now a lot of people are associating it with loss. Oh my god, loss will happen. No, it's not the loss. Rahu in Pisces do have a very deep meaning. This is the place of Jupiter. This is the ocean. Maybe you may get lost. You may feel, I don't know where I'm going, but you dive deeper into this ocean of Pisces and you really come up with such great gifts, connecting with the wisdom, removing the confusion and the doubts, and connecting with the wisdom. That is the main theme of Rahu in Pisces. Bringing closure to something, acceptance of a certain idea or situation. I need not to struggle, but I know what's best for me. I know what's right for me. If one door is closing, I will find a new pathway to move ahead in life. So that is what Rahu in Pisces is. And even if there is a loss, Rahu is helping you to see a different view of life. Maybe that thing was not working in some way. Virgo, Ketu in Virgo. As I mentioned in my previous video, Virgo is about bringing more grounding in life, the practice. This is the challenge. So I want to let go certain challenges which are of no use. I'm wasting my energy, I'm wasting my power into it, my focus into it. These challenges somewhere are making me turn against myself. I'm harming myself. So I want to get rid of that situation, which cannot be improved. So letting go of a certain pattern, a certain routine which was not working, and letting go of also the criticism which you have for yourself. So Ketu in Virgo on one hand is letting you go of certain ideas, a certain way of living, because it's not good for you. And Rahu in Pisces brings a lot of wisdom. It's not coming from any other place, but it's coming through you. Better understanding. Rahu in Pisces is about two things. Either you're very, very confused about life, you're just sitting there and doing nothing but just thinking and thinking about I should go left or right, what should I do? Or Rahu in Pisces is about a beautiful acceptance deep within. and then choosing your path, being aware of a certain situation, not living in dreams all the time, not living in some illusion all the time, but connecting with the inner wisdom. And that's what Rahu is about in Pisces. So yes, it's going to change how we look at life. It's going to change how we look at ourselves. And there's something which goes away from your daily routine as Ketu enters into Virgo. So let's get started. Let's talk about each and every sign, how this transit will work for you as per your moon sign, ascendant sign, and also don't forget to watch 3 other videos which are, yes, based on the same transit. We have Rahu in Revati, we also have Ketu's transit over natal planets in Virgo, Rahu's transit over natal planets in Pisces. So do watch those as well if you haven't watched. So let's get started. For Aries people, Rahu is in the 12th house in Pisces and Ketu in the 6th house in Virgo. So what does it mean to have these lunar nodes in the 12th and 6th house axis? This is about finding the peace, finding the internal peace, and finding your pieces which makes you whole. These pieces make you finding yourself. Every aspect of your life right now, there's a bit of you in everything, feeling a bit scattered, feeling out of place. So it's the mental piece, and then finding your pieces, bringing them together to feel whole again. Okay, Rahu in the 12th house in Pisces, and for the entire time of this transit, the Jupiter, which is the dispositor here for Rahu, will transit from the 1st and the 2nd house. A major focus on the money, how to save more, how to bring more wealth in your life. But something is also taking away your material stuff. Your material things are being drained somewhere. For everyone, it could be a different situation. For some people, it could be unexpected expenditures because of family, doing some major investment for the family. Maybe you're purchasing a house for your family. Maybe someone is not well, so there are hospital expenditures for them as well. It could simply be, okay, there is no problem, but focusing on your spending capacity, the pattern, how you spend money. There's a lot going into maybe buying luxury, buying the things you love. And it's not about, okay, you are someone who is so materialistic. No, it's just that you're trying to find happiness. Okay, finding happiness in buying your favorite things, whatever brings more value to you. There's a lot of investment, financial investment and emotional investment into that, because you're looking for that beauty, looking for that value which makes you happy. But Rahu, still in the 12th house in the sign of Jupiter, is like, I must find the truth. No matter how much I find happiness in people, no matter how much I try to find happiness in shopping or travel, whatnot, but still I must find the truth. Because in this entire transit, there's so many things happening around. People with different ideas, people with different narratives, different advice to you. So everyone is saying something different. So this is about your mind being stuck in the dialogue, in what others have to say, multiple people around you. Especially I do see it's the family. And then you're afraid to connect with what you believe in, afraid to listen to your intuition, afraid to listen to what your heart says. So this is what Rahu is about, doing everything for everyone and expecting them to be happy and expecting that, okay, I did my best, now they can understand me very well, everything will be very happy. No, this is about fighting your own self, fighting all the illusions, fighting the expectations, and becoming a person who knows the self. This is the wisdom. Pisces is wisdom, and Rahu in the 12th house in Pisces is about connecting with the inner wisdom, your inner saying, what is right for you, what is wrong for you, where you need to go in life. Listen to that. So practicing silence is a major part of this transit, to just slow down a bit. You need not to hurry, because emotionally, mentally, you may hurry to get things done, to end certain chapters, to close some work project, even trying to put a seal on something. It could be a different thing for everyone, so putting that seal is important for you, but don't lose yourself in that. This is the theme. Wisdom is the theme. And something beautiful comes for Aries over here is, in this transit you will find a path, you will find a way, a direction which is very special. You are waiting for this all this time, something which aligns with your true value, what you love doing in life, what is meant for you. There will be confusion, there will be illusions, but still you will find your answers, you will find what is best for you. But emotionally, this is not such easy transit, because there's so much, your mind is processing so many things all together, and then you lose yourself in that. You may lose a part of you, like you confuse who you are. Suppose there are 10 people you meet every day, and for every person you have a different way of talking, you have a different way of showing yourself, in that pretension, in that need to make everyone happy. There's a loss of self which you're dealing with in this transit, and then there is this inner call, there's this spiritual growth, that wisdom within guides you. Hey, this is who you are. And this transit could also take you to the foreign lands. If someone is looking for permanent settlement, for a good job opportunity, something about finances, you want to enhance your money. So yes, this is the time. You may go there for higher learning as well, for financial upliftment as well. And if you're trying to move out with your family, it may take some time. Some struggles might be there to bring your family in that country. Something with the immigration might be a challenge. And take care of your expenses with this placement, take care of the sleep, and also take care of what you feed to your mind, and also what you feed to your body. Okay, this is important. And sleep, the time before the sleep, what do you do at that time? It will hugely influence your life in this transit. So don't watch any, people love to watch crime stories and whatnot. So do something more spiritual. Listen to a good story, like something light-hearted, positive. That will reflect a lot in your life, what you watch, what you listen, what you read, what you do before going to bed. That's significant with Rahu's transit. Now, coming back to Ketu. Ketu in the 6th house in Virgo. Okay. Now, this indicates some kind of limitation. This limitation might be regarding to the speech, because not just the Mercury rules the 6th house, but the 3rd house is also ruled by Mercury. You're trying not to say something to others. You don't want a conflict to go worse at this time. So some kind of a let go in a conflict or a situation is happening, like, okay, I'm done fighting, so I want to let this go because I want to save my energy for the other things. Because from here, Ketu will aspect your 10th house. Straight away, the productivity is being impacted. If you are not letting go certain issues, there is something which is not working. You are not finding a solution to it. And when you are more stuck into it, you lose your power, the productivity is gone, and it straight away impacts the career. Or it could also be indecisiveness in profession, because there is so much of pressure or criticism. Then you may have this need to, okay, let me just move from this place, find a better job. But there is indecisiveness regarding the security, the financial security. And also, this Ketu's aspect in the 10th house, I do see there's too much of work, which brings some kind of health hazard. Work-induced health situations. Too much of work leading to some kind of struggles with your nerves of your neck, nerves of your hands. Maybe it's just, it is straight away impacting your abdomen, the digestive system. So work-induced problems are there, health problems are there. But this is also about, a wonderful time of letting go certain places where your work is not respected. And Ketu here initiates a new cycle of taking care of your health. Removing the blockages, that's what Ketu is doing. There's nothing to worry about. If you feel a certain pain, emotional, physical challenge, is just there because that thing which is inducing this needs to go. And it starts from you. Will you take the decision to let it go? It will happen. The need for justice, very significant in a relationship, partnership, marriage. Ketu 12 places away from the 7th house. Need to let go the feel, okay, I went through this injustice. Sitting there waiting for a certain action. Like, don't wait for, if you're waiting, okay, I went through this, and okay, this person should also go through this. This just brings so much of pain in you. You have to let go that. You want justice. I do see. It's workplace, it's a relationship. You want that proper balance should be maintained. But this is the time you need to really go away from this. Okay? And also, if there is any financial dispute in the family, it will also be resolved at this time. Some kind of closure happens to it. And Ketu wants to teach you that there are certain things where you feel there is a lot of competition, but you don't deserve to be in that competition. Maybe some people, some situations where you're always feeling challenged, but that is not your place where you're dealing with this competition. You're way above this competition, this situation. You don't even need to compete with these people. Especially I do see the people at the work front, and also certain relatives. And Rahu also, is going to aspect the 4th house, which is ruled by Cancer. So, two major houses of mind, the 4th and the 12th house. This is about being comfortable in life, finding time for yourself, finding space for yourself so that you can be at peace. Again, I started with the word peace, and I'm again back to the mental peace. Doing certain activities, maybe changing your decor at the home. It could be the mind process, the thought process, making yourself, your mind, your house, your room a very safe place for yourself. That is what is required for you to do now. Mental peace, emotional peace, security. And you have to create it for yourself. No one else is doing that for you. And also Rahu aspects a house which is ruled by Scorpio, the 8th house. So this is indicating more learning of occult, focus towards the hidden sciences. Also, enhancing that mystical power within you. There's an urge to learn about your future. So not to overindulge here into astrology, maybe into tarot, to learn about your future. Like, there's too much, there's excess of diving into the secret, what is not known. And sometimes when you don't get the clear answers, you get frustrated. So that could be the thing. But overall, this is more of working on the mind. This entire transit is about that. This is about improving your health as well. Hey everyone, let's talk about Taurus. For Taurus, the Rahu Ketu will be transiting from your 11th and the 5th house axis. Rahu in the 11th house, Pisces, Ketu in Virgo, that is your 5th house. So what is the theme of this transit? Well, 5th house is about the dharma. Learning the wisdom, learning to be more spiritual, to raise higher in life. And then the Rahu in the house of desires, the house of the wants. I want this, I want that, and it keeps growing. So the major theme of this transit is to be persistent with your journey. Ketu in the 5th house, Virgo, this is a house of emotional happiness, intelligence. This is the house of potential, skills. So Ketu wants to bring some kind of renewal in how you approach things, especially your work, because Ketu looks at the house ruled by Capricorn. It aspects it. If you want better opportunities, if you want great opportunities, you must renew something. No, you don't have to give up the current skill. You don't have to give up how amazing you are. You don't need to entirely change your field, but some kind of like how we trim a plant, that kind of trimming is required with respect to your skills, sharpening your skills, understanding what is required and how can you align with that. So Ketu brings the need to let go certain ways of working with respect to work, and then it brings the opportunity in career. Ketu being in the house of Dharma looks at the 9th house, which is again the house of Dharma, spiritual upliftment. So as I mentioned, that 5th house is also about the emotions, the intelligence, something you know the truth, you know the answer, you know that this is how it works. This is the time you let go that situation, because somewhere it blocks you from being your own self. Ultimately, this is the house of Sun, Ketu transiting from the 5th house. So loss of ego will happen. I'm not saying you're egoistic, but there are certain things we want in life and we work very hard for them and still it doesn't happen. It becomes a matter of ego, not because we want it desperately, but it's just a matter of, okay, I'm doing so much for this, but why isn't happening? It comes to that point of identity and ego. And because of that ego, we don't leave it. So this Ketu is about leaving certain things which started bringing happiness for you at one point of time, but now it's a matter of ego. It could also be letting go someone very significant, and this also opens the door for a new person to enter into your life. It could be someone who's like a guru, maybe an old friend coming back. It could be again a past life connection coming back in this particular time, and this person is here to teach you. Don't experience don't expect like, oh, a lot of love is coming in my life. This is Ketu and Virgo. This is about someone coming in and like a strict teacher helps you to cut off the loose ends, to cut off everything which is not important, learning significant life lessons from someone. Or maybe there's no teacher, you're just looking at someone's life becomes a great example for your journey, and then you learn that, okay, I have to take this tough decision. But Ketu here brings this splendid growth in the spiritual journey, overcoming your hardships through the assistance of higher power, overcoming your hardships by strengthening yourself through the help of divine. And for kids, for younger people who are into learning, into school, this may bring a certain period of not being able to focus enough in your education, in your learning. There is confusion, there is some limitation in the school which you may go through. And Ketu, of course, also will aspect the first house ruled by Taurus. So Ketu here indicates again a big change in how you dress up, how you eat, how you work, a big change with respect to that. And this change is actually good. It's improving your vitality. It's improving your ability to stay fixed to your work, whatever it is, to let go all the obstacles. Rahu, on one hand, Ketu is saying, okay, I know it's hard, but let's just leave this because this is an obstacle in your happiness. The Rahu, on the other hand, in the 11th house, in Pisces, Rahu is bringing the need of finding ways, how can I fit into this world? There is a struggle to differentiate between what are my desires and what are other people's desires. Because sometimes we're just doing few things, we're following few things because others are doing that as well. So again, loss of identity. Rahu will bring great material growth here. I will tell you why. Especially in 2024, the wealth increases because Rahu is in Jupiter's sign and Jupiter moves into Taurus, that is first house. I know Jupiter in Taurus, it's enemy sign, but still it has the potential to give great financial upliftment, especially when Jupiter goes through Rohini Nakshatra at that transit. Splendid growth in money, luxuries, the desire to have more in life, not just the finances, but the quality of life. Everything gets better with this. But Rahu also brings this realization at one point. Okay, I did that, I achieved this, but still you feel this dissatisfaction because this is a house of Rahu itself, 11th house. This is the house of Saturn as well. So on one hand, my desires are so huge, but on the other hand, okay, but am I doing something significant? Okay, I have this wealth and everything, but I'm not serious. Am I missing on something? That kind of realization comes through Rahu. Your goals, your desires are mere a reflection of what others are striving for. You will realize this in this particular transit, and then comes a stop from where you have to redirect yourself. That realization comes, okay, this is not how I was supposed to go. I can do very well with my potential, I can do very well with my work. So, using your work to create a master plan, using your skills not just to earn money, but to bring something uplifting for others through your work. That kind of realization comes through Rahu, especially when the Rahu is in Revati. You are doing that realization, that connecting to that wisdom happens at this very time. Like till now, I was living in this dream, I was living in this false idea about the world, and now I can do things much better. So Rahu brings growth. It may bring sudden promotion, it may bring growth, sudden growth in income, financial upliftment. But there is excess of something, excess of what you are doing to self, maybe too much of expenditures, too much of what you are eating, and it impacts you physically in some way. So when the Rahu reaches to a point, okay, I did this, I achieved this, now what? Now what? And the Ketu sends a signal from the fifth house, hey, listen, now you take a step, now you change your direction and take a step towards doing something beautiful, which makes you happy from within, not just triggered by your desires, but it's triggered by the spiritual upliftment happening. So this is good. This is good. This is bringing fulfillment. This is bringing wish fulfillment, this transit. But there are a lot of things which were a matter of your ego, a matter of pride, which you have to let go in this transit. Rahu from the 11th house is going to aspect the houses ruled by the water signs. So it's your third house ruled by Cancer and your seventh house ruled by Scorpio. A lot of intense emotions here. Speaking through your emotions, not speaking through your practical and logical side. You have to be very careful of what you are saying, how you are communicating. You might be oversharing information with others. Oversharing and then telling people about your fears, telling about a very sensitive information, which can be used against you. You cannot open your heart to everyone. That's a major theme of this transit, because 7th house is ruled by Scorpio, though this is the house of Venus, but this house ruled by Scorpio, and Rahu looks at this house. So with respect to the matters of love, public life, you have to see where you need to stop sharing, because some words, some secrets can be used against you. And Rahu may also bring certain new love connection. It may speeden up this process of bringing someone new in life, and instantly you develop a connection with that person. This entire axis, 5th and 11th, this is about some new addition in the network, maybe meeting an old friend, maybe meeting an old romantic connection, or making new friends, making a new network which can assist you in enhancing your finances, enhancing your work opportunities, may happen through this. For a while, when this transit starts, you may feel a bit agitated and lost, because Jupiter is in the 12th house. Rahu here in the 11th house in Pisces, and Jupiter in the 12th house. not feeling productive, not feeling as if entire work of yours or dream of yours is figured out, what to do, how to take steps towards. You may feel a major block at the start, but slowly the door opens. You slowly learn how to, because this is about wisdom. This theme is about wisdom. How can I use my skills? How can I use my knowledge to get more gains, to grow? Growth is significant here. But I do see you're flowing with your emotions when it comes to speaking to people, that vulnerable side, which should not be open to everyone here. Also, if you're trying to focus on some kind of investment, again, you have to be careful at this time with the Ketu in Virgo in the 5th house. Don't rush to do any kind of long-term investment. Hey everyone, let's talk about Gemini. For Gemini, Rahu Ketu will be in the axis of the 10th and the 4th house. Rahu in Pisces, which is your 10th house, Ketu in Virgo, which is your 4th house. So, what kind of changes it may bring? See, the 4th and the 10th house are the major pillars of life. They are the Kendra houses. This is about churning up and bringing all the information, the wisdom, the lessons you have learned since you were growing up, especially what came through your parents, what came through your guardians. That wisdom, that training, that information, it needs to be used to deal with the outer world. It needs to be used to take care of yourself as well. Okay? So, a part of your journey, which is about what you have learned through your experiences and what you were learning till now, bringing everything together and becoming more wiser. That's on a soul level you will see. Now, Rahu in Pisces, in the 10th house of profession. This is the house of how we connect with the society, how others view us through our actions and work. Rahu here will open doors to new opportunities. There is no doubt in it. The most amazing opportunity which you are waiting till now comes to you here. And Rahu in Pisces. Alright. So what Jupiter is doing in the next 1 year? Well, for a certain period of time, it's in Aries. Then next year, it moves into Taurus. So this entire transit of Rahu in Pisces, Jupiter is in Taurus, in your 12th house. This is about new opportunities coming from foreign lands. New opportunities coming from people who live far away from you. You may not completely see the picture, the opportunity which comes in your life, whether it's work, whether it's a work collaboration, whether it's financial opportunity, maybe a relationship as well, because Jupiter rules your 7th house as well. So here comes the opportunity which looks so beautiful, but you know how the Ketu in Virgo 4th house is showing some kind of hurt. That hurt is so active and you cannot get rid of it. You're trying to let it go. That hurt stops you to make the best use of that opportunity. Some experience stops you from doing this. You limit yourself. Because 4th house is how your mind is working, the memories in the mind and the overall mental peace. And of course, Mercury also rules your 1st house. So the basic theme of this transit is to trust in the invisible. Jupiter going into 12th house at the very same time, and the Rahu, the 9th house co-lord, in the 10th house There's wonderful opportunities coming in your way, but there is so much of doubt and trust issues as well. So having that faith comes in, this is what you require the most. Just take one step at one time, or I would just say focus on maybe the present, maybe slightly in the near future, but don't think about the future, the far away future. There is something which is hidden here. How will this opportunity turn out to be? How my work or my action, my decision will work for me? Let it be the way it is, and you continue to pursue what you want to. And Rahu definitely opens the gate to success in the career and brilliant opportunities, or even not the opportunities. Maybe you're working in the very same place, but you open up, you learn so much. Now you're ready to invest so much into your work. For some people, it could also be doubt. What should I pursue? Because ultimately this is a dual sign. So you may be in a place where you may think, okay, should I continue with my current opportunity, or shall I just go for something else because I have something better over there? And to go over there, I have to lose my current security, my current stability to try that path. This is what Pisces is about. So Rahu brings success, there is no doubt. Financially you will prosper, but any financial investment done at this time should be done with a lot of care, because there will be expenditures. There are going to be financial expenditures, especially with respect to any kind of investment in a business, maybe new work. So you have to be careful there. And also some expenditures with respect to family, because ultimately Jupiter is in Taurus. Taurus is family, so taking care of someone could be the thing. And Ketu in Virgo, it's in the fourth house, right? And fourth house is the security, the mental peace. Ketu takes you to different places here. Ketu takes you away from the home, from the known people. It could be physical movement, like traveling to a different place, maybe living alone now, moving into a new home. That could be the thing. Or maybe it's not the physical movement, but it's about with whom you are right now, the people with whom you have emotional bonds. So this is like clearing something. Detachment from the people whom you thought were supportive, but they are not. And maybe you're just tired of certain people. You are the one who carries the load. You carry the burden of these people. If you don't work, these relationships might have been blocked. You might have lost these people a long time ago. It's just you who makes the efforts and do everything, and that's why these people are still there in your life. And now the Ketu in Virgo shows, okay, bye, I'm sorry, because now it hurts me more than anything to carry this burden with myself. So it could be any significant family member, it could be any person with whom you have emotional bonding. So that needs to go. And as I mentioned, this is the 4th and the 10th house axis. This is about creating a foundation in life with respect to your emotions, how safe you feel at certain places, how to make new places, how to make your life in such a way, whether it's your home, whether you are going to your work, whether you are with your friends. Maybe you don't have to change those things, but to change your values, change how you are going to respond to these things. That needs to be changed. Learning to be there. Okay, because there is one sign which is the water sign, Rahu, and the other sign is the earth sign. So balancing your emotions and finding a strong ground is what is significant in this transit. Okay, so yeah, moving away from home, moving away from the place where you thought it was your foundation, but there's so much of criticism you have received that um, your heart is doubting whether I will ever find support or not. But you will find support. Ketu in Virgo doesn't mean that okay, it's all detachment, but it also means that the people who are going to be like you, that spiritual vibe is same, that alignment is same, you will blend with these people who don't have any selfish motives. You're going to find such people, and the support comes here because Rahu does show meeting people who are very different with maybe language, maybe their background, but something aligns here despite the differences, and it leads to new opportunities. It leads to a new way of looking at life. So Rahu, uh, from the 10th house, it aspects your second house, it aspects the fourth house, it aspects the sixth house. This is definitely about a lot of changes in the family life. Maybe it's about catering to the needs of someone, and then you have to change yourself, how you react to this person. Some emotional highs and lows in the family life. And this is just happening not to bring any destruction, this is happening to make the bonds much stronger, to eliminate all the obstacles and bring more emotional clarity in your important relationships. There is some kind of a challenge, or like someone is acting like a rebel in your life. With Rahu from the 10th house aspecting the Scorpio rule 6th house, the only obstacle you're dealing with is someone is very impulsive, aggressive, maybe at the work front. Someone annoys you a lot, and the remedy to is that you need not to be impulsive while reacting to this person. Remember, all this time Saturn in your 9th house in Aquarius. Move slowly. You are very wise, and every step you take, the patience you have, it's rewarding. It's definitely rewarding. You need not to act impulsively. Take care of your health. Digestive issues may happen. Okay, inflammation may happen, so take care of that. Ketu from the 4th house is going to aspect the 8th house ruled by Capricorn. So that's why there's a great need of patience with every move you take. And don't be hard on yourself. That is the biggest lesson you are learning, because your mind is looking for stability somewhere. Maybe it's not just one area of life, and you're wondering, okay, when will I be able to be calm? When will my nervous system will be calm? Well, you're a Gemini. Don't expect that. Okay, so Ketu, looking at your 8th house, this is about a rebirth. You are not pressurizing yourself anymore. Okay, let things happen with that time. Give yourself time to finish something. There are few things you will do very quickly, there are few things you may take a lot of time, so don't lose patience in that. And yes, there is financial prosperity as well. Sudden growth is there with respect to money. And of course, Ketu is also going to aspect your 12th house, where you will have Jupiter in Taurus. This is very spiritual impact. You will realize like how you bought the best clothes, you bought the most amazing car, but still something is not aligning with you. You're not happy. So here comes the need to be more connected to the higher power. Take care of your sleep and also focus on the dreams, whatever you experience while sleeping, the visions, the dreams. It may bring some amazing guidance to you about your current timing, or maybe the future. So this is about like clearing your mind, most importantly. That what Ketu indicates, clearing your mind, and Rahu shows that I know there is uncertainty, but you have no choice. Let's just move forward and let's see what's happening. Hey everyone, let's talk about Cancer. For Cancer, I want to start with looking at your fifth house. Your fifth house is ruled by Scorpio, which is the house of happiness, joy, and also connected to the fruit coming from the past life. This house right now is being aspected by Saturn from the 8th house and Rahu from the 9th house. This entire transit is about how carefully you invest your emotions, your happiness into something. You will be very careful now. And if you're not, then it's time to really focus on the happiness. More than anything, how the situation is making you feel right now. Are you happy enough? If you're not happy with your work, not happy with where you are going, whatever you are doing, some change is required. Maybe you cannot change the current situation, but how it impacts you, how deeply it impacts you, that really needs to be taken care of. Because I could have just started with where Rahu is, where Ketu is, and I would have been talking about that transit. But when I see Saturn being in the 8th house in Aquarius, this is the first thing I want to talk about for the Cancer people, because this is the house which is slowing down everything. And why the Saturn brought this slow progress, slow growth, it's because there's something about the rebirth happening for you right now. Maybe you're recovering from a major setback. Maybe you're recovering from a certain health issue. It's taking a lot of time to wind up your work. Or simply it's the old. Saturn represents the old things in life, the old ways of thinking, old emotions, memories, which are so hurtful. When I straightly see how the Saturn is doing, I see, okay, rejection. I dealt with rejection somewhere in life, and now I'm afraid to look forward, because Rahu in the 9th house in Pisces is like, whoa, this is a new world. I have plenty of things to do now. It shows you a beautiful path, but there is suspicion, because I have been rejected, or maybe I was hurt. Maybe it is simply about not doing well, and I don't know how I will walk on that path, how I will make the best use of this new opportunity, how to be more productive towards this new work, project, whatever it is. So Saturn shows some kind of restriction and hesitation in moving forward in life. And this is because what you're trying to do is to control everything. So controlling the outcome of any situation is not going to work here, because firstly, Rahu wants you to know that no need to control everything, because there's so many things which are completely out of our hands. So let go this pain you have, which is about controlling everything, especially the outcome of every situation. Then the Rahu reaches here in the 9th house in Pisces. This is about to take that first step in life. And don't be afraid of the final picture again, because Rahu in Pisces, Pisces is about the closure in life. It's not that you will get a clear answer, but it's about, okay, this was the thing and this is how my life is. Making peace with where you are, that inner knowing, that faith. So you trust yourself so much that you make peace with everything. Rahu shows make peace with not knowing what's next. So Rahu takes you to this adventurous ride. Maybe you're going for higher learning. It could be about a job opportunity, or maybe it's a spiritual journey, visiting a pilgrimage. And from there, a lot of things are going to change. For a lot of people, it is about travel, because Ketu in third house, short distance journeys, Rahu in the ninth house, long distance journeys. There's a lot of travel they bring for you. Meeting people, going to different places, and when you travel, you accumulate a lot of new ideas, experiences, which will help you in long run. Especially Rahu bring that. And Rahu also brings a new guide or a teacher in your journey with this placement. This is not a guide who is just maybe helpful in a spiritual work, but someone who helps you to also understand how can you survive in the material world, how can you grow in your profession. So some kind of good guidance is definitely there. Rahu in ninth house in Pisces brings a lot of exposure and understanding of the outer world, being with the world, not just sitting in your own home. There's a lot of connection required with the world. So this is happening, and you're dropping your fear with this transit. That's why I was saying that the fifth house of happiness for you is ruled by Scorpio. Sometimes your own fears stop you from enjoying, stop you from being happy. So with the aspect of Saturn and Rahu both in the fifth house, you're restricting yourself from some great experiences in life. And also it's about the emotional investment. This could be about moving forward in a relationship, but focusing more on the emotional fulfillment. How much emotional bonding is there in the relationship? This is your main focus now. It's not the physical intimacy, but how you're moving forward emotionally. That kind of change may happen significantly in your romantic relationships and even in friendships. The friendships are getting stronger, overcoming obstacles in certain network, social network and friendships. Rahu is in Pisces, and the Lord of Pisces, Jupiter, will be in Aries and Taurus during this entire transit. So the entire growth which Rahu is bringing is about the career and the finances. There are certain decisions to be made. You may be doubtful about them. Also, the main theme with respect to your profession is closing a certain project, completing a certain project. It's important so that you can get better opportunities in the future. This work which you feel will not be completed or you have a doubt, it will bring great rewards. When Jupiter transits from Taurus, there is some kind of reward, achievement happening for you, all that patience you have shown. So there is expansion in success and wealth. Not a big problem with it. But yes, there's some confusion deep within. What will be the consequences? What will be the changes I will see through this decision, whatever decision it is. Ketu in the third house in Virgo. Ketu here indicates that you need to change how you connect with others. This is the house of communication and how you take your decisions, how you show courage in different aspects of life. So, Ketu wants you to be more open. There are times when you might have been stopped. There were times when, maybe even now, there is some restriction in taking a decision of your own. Or maybe you want to take some decision, but there's a fear of judgment. Ultimately, it's Virgo here. Ketu in Virgo. There's a fear of judgment, what others will say, what others are going to talk, and how they will react to a certain decision of yours. That needs to go away. Let go. What others will say. And also, I see with the Ketu in Virgo, you're trying to cut off certain people. You're not anymore interested in talking with them. You're not anymore interested in sharing about your life with them. And this is a great way to, regain your focus on yourself. Ketu from the third house. Of course, there is some challenge in the life of the siblings as well, the co-bonds as well. Or maybe your opinion doesn't matches with their opinion at this time. So Ketu from here, the third house, it aspects the seventh house. So this is about improving the communication. You may see a pattern with the partner, with a business partner, that when you want to talk about something significant, that matter is being ignored. It's not being considered, and you feel ignored in that. So facing that difficult communication will happen now, because this aspect in the 10th house is resolving and letting go what brings the obstacle, what brings this dryness in the relationship. Ketu from here is also looking at the 11th house. There's a lot coming into your life, because Jupiter will also support you in this house. The wealth, it grows. But how to manage it, how to take care of it, that needs a lot of work. I will not say for everyone this is leading to financial issues. No, it may lead to actually a lot of financial growth. But keeping a track on what came to you and how you are spending your money, where you invested your money, that needs great care, because this Ketu's aspect on the 11th house, you're not observing, you're not alert, you're not being very dedicated towards your money, how you're using it wisely. So that needs a lot of focus. And Rahu from the 9th house, it aspects the first house. This is also about two things. Number one, there's a big change in how you carry yourself. There's some kind of a different way of styling, and it's not that you're preparing something and you are doing something extra. This is about showing your true essence. Rahu, I know it's about deception, it's about the smoke and the illusion, but when from the 9th house it looks at the first house, I think you're striving for the acceptance. This is how I look, and to enhance something about myself. There's a fear of showing a part of you, and you're overcoming that fear regarding your personality. That spiritual growth, that spiritual upliftment happens here. I need not to hide myself. And Rahu also will look at your fifth house. We have already talked about this. From the ninth house, it looks at the fifth house. So, yep, meeting significant people in this transit. Maybe meeting some old friend, meeting a new guru, meeting someone with whom you definitely have past life ties. And this person comes in and shows you the big picture of life. This is what needs to be done. This is what you are doing. That realization comes through meeting someone significant. And yeah, lastly, I want to talk about this is a very good transit with respect to moving forward, planning and moving forward. Not a good one with respect to the emotions, you know how you work along with people. You may see some difficulties. In fact, some people confusing you, and you are blocking your own path with this. And most importantly, be very patient with self, because of the Saturn's transit in the 8th house. This is where you have to work. Rest, you'll be doing wonderful. Also, I want to add one more point for Cancer. Since the Rahu aspects your 5th house from the 9th house, this is also about, looking at the other things in life, not just what is important for you right now. You have a certain thing in mind to accomplish, but when you walk on this road which is taking you to a destination, look at the scenery around you, look at the clouds in the sky. That adventure, that curiosity, observing the world and the nature and the stars and everything, this is also very important in this transit. Not just the destination, but what's between your start point and destination is also important. Enjoying, okay, appreciating what's around you. This is also a part of your spiritual growth happening in this transit. Hello everyone, let's talk about Leo. Okay, for Leo, there's a lot happening with respect to people in your life, relationships. Yeah, this is the major theme, because you have Ketu in the 2nd house, which is about family bonds. Then the Saturn is in the 7th house of partnerships, public affairs. This is also about marriage, any bond where there is a contract. Okay, and Rahu in the 8th house, which is significant with respect to the partnership again, because this shows the dynamics in the relationship. How two people are coming together, the values are coming together. Okay, 2 places away from the 7th house, very significant with the interaction, the values. Okay, so this is about finding clarity regarding relationships, finding that answer or truth in a significant partnership or relationship. Let's first focus on Rahu in Pisces in the 8th house. This brings the need to be a bit behind the scenes for you. Not everything needs to be revealed with this transit. No matter how much you want to speak, how much sometimes you want to give a clarity to people, but Rahu shows some information needs to be there with you. Not the right time to reveal it. Some things need to be in secret. Maybe you're signing a new business deal, maybe you're starting with a new work. Not a good time to reveal it and just tell about this to everyone. If there's something important going in your life, you may see some hardship in this. Not everyone deserves to hear that from you. This is what Rahu indicates. Be careful of what you say and how you open up to the world. To whom are you saying about your personal matters? Okay, and Rahu here it's a water sign, Pisces. Okay, and Rahu will aspect the houses which are ruled by water, which is your 12th house, ruled by 12th house is the subconscious. This is again a secret house, right? Like how the 8th house is. Then it also looks at your 4th house, which is ruled by Scorpio. So there's a lot within, overwhelming emotions. There's a lot to say. But again, your words, the information you share may be used against you. And Rahu does show, also there is some trust issue in opening up with the world. But the good thing which Rahu shows emotionally on a soul level is, because this is the sign of Jupiter, so some wisdom comes here, some upliftment comes here, which is using these emotions, the good and the bad, the memories, using these emotions, bringing them together and converting them into your power. I'll tell you why it's happening, because Jupiter is assisting Rahu here. All this time when Rahu is in Pisces in the 8th house, Jupiter transits from your 9th house, your 10th house, Aries, Taurus. You just know, how can I use these emotions, difficult ones, especially the overwhelming emotions, to get more powerful, to do something valuable, to do something constructive. So I don't know from whom I heard this. Let my success be the revenge. Well, we don't have to take revenge from anyone, but sometimes the success is the answer to all the injustice, all the criticism which we go through. So this is what Rahu brings here, that sudden glow up, which is so positive. So Rahu may initially block something about the career as well, or the success will be unexpected. You might not be expecting that much. Sudden financial growth happens from here. Whatever was stuck in the career, you may see more growth here. There's more reward in what you are doing. And of course, Ketu in Virgo in the 2nd house and Rahu in the 8th house in Pisces. This is also about some kind of property distribution, some kind of familial wealth, property, which needs to be transferred to you, or it needs to be divided between people. So some gain from property is also going to happen, because Rahu also aspects the Scorpio ruled 4th house. Possession, some kind of possession happens here, or if a possession is already in dispute, so working towards the clarity of that, resolving that issue may happen. So these changes are happening. Rahu in the 8th house, to be very honest, it co-rules the 7th house for the Leo people, and we have Saturn over there. It's not easy. It's really not easy with respect to relationships, because on one hand, Saturn brings the need to, face the reality in the relationship. Okay, we love each other, but how this goes in the future. Aquarius is about looking ahead, planning, desires, what's better for us. So Saturn wants to make this partnership, this contract stronger. What Rahu brings from the 8th house is, oh, we are different, we are opposites, we don't align with each other, what to do. So Rahu brings the differences and also the secrets, what's hidden between you and the other person. It just brings that as a trouble. So how we are different from the other person, acceptance of that, learning of that thing, and then working on the relationship. This is the very core which is happening for Leo in the marriage. Maybe it's your love relationship. This is about new initiations in love for a lot of people. This could be, but it may remain a secret for a while, because when you are not assured of it, you cannot share with others. You may have a fear of sharing this with others as well. And maybe new collaborations as well. A business collaboration or partnership starts from here, which is literally about sharing two different talents, like meeting with people who can really uplift your work and you can uplift their work, but dealing with very different people, very contrasting people coming together in the contracts. And when you sign a contract, go through the entire contract, like learning about that particular work is important. Looking into the depth is important with Rahu. You may have a tendency to overlook few things, especially in this transit, while paying a bill, maybe while signing a contract, maybe while reading a document. You may overlook few things, so you need to take care of that. Otherwise, Rahu supports you. With work, I will say, yeah, there will be some periods of stagnations, but you will do good. But what's happening in the minds of other people, you're worried about that. What are they thinking about me? And as I mentioned, on a soul level, spiritual level, what Rahu wants you to do is don't let your overwhelming emotions and also certain negative emotions, like you have certain guilt in you, a certain shame in you, don't let that rule over you in this transit. Just use them to be very powerful, transforming every negativity into power and positivity. This is what is required, and this takes a lot of effort and courage to do. On the other hand, there is Ketu in the second house in Virgo, which does indicate some conflict within the family, which is a clash of opinions. People are limiting you in some way, challenging your limits, challenging your values, what you like, who you truly are. There's some criticism here, and Ketu actually brings a positive transformation where you learn to accept those qualities. You need not to be like someone else. You will stop imitating what you were being told to do, or you're being told, okay, you need to follow this person, you have to be like him or her. That goes away in this transit. And Ketu in Virgo, this is the second house of values, so a lot changes with respect to your importance, your ideology. Whatever was important for you till now, it may no longer be important. Your value changes here. What are you looking for in life? It changes from here. And the diet is going to change. What you eat, you may quit a certain kind of food at this time to improve your health, because from here Ketu will look at the sixth house of health, diseases. You may also try to repay a certain loan at this time. Getting rid of a certain financial debt may happen. And Rahu from we have talked about Rahu's aspects. Rahu may bring certain expenditure as well, or some challenges while you're traveling. Some inconvenience may happen. Ketu, of course, it aspects the 6th house. It also aspects the 10th house. So use your finances very carefully. And sometimes you have to really wait for the result. You may have to wait for a period of time to understand how things will go for you. Some patience and waiting is significant with respect to career. Hey everyone, let's talk about Virgo. For Virgo, you have Ketu Rahu in the 1st and 7th house axis. Ketu in Virgo first house, Rahu in Pisces, seventh house, dealing with the duality of life, how to confront the duality, how to confront the two aspects of your life, the physical reality and the spiritual life of yours, the physical life, the spiritual life, dealing with yourself and the person who is just standing out there in front of you. It could be a person from the public life, it could be a partner, someone very relevant to you, how to deal with someone who is so opposite from you. So dealing with the opposites, dealing with the pole opposites, this is what is this transit is about. So let's focus on the Ketu in the first house in Virgo. This is about purification of some kind, cleansing your life, cleansing of mind, body and soul, working on a new diet, working on a new fitness regime, trying a new exercise, maybe doing certain spiritual practices just to cleanse and remove all the garbage within garbage yeah, all the emotional negativity, anything which hurted you till now. That kind of cleansing and mental peace is coming with this transit, which is beautiful. What challenge the Ketu may bring is the identity issue. On one hand, you are removing a certain maybe obsessions, maybe you are removing yourself from certain situations which kept you in a challenge, which kept you in a certain tie. You cannot remove yourself from those things, but now you have the power to let go and do that. But Ketu also shows dissolving of your own identity, not remembering who you are truly, because how every year you were being painted with a certain thought process of other people. Okay, you are this, you are that. Somewhere there is loss of self with the Ketu, and though you are clearing that thing away, but still there is confusion about what about this existence, what about where should I go next. So that kind of confusion is there. Okay, now Rahu in the seventh house in Pisces, and let's not forget the Saturn in the sixth house in Aquarius. So Rahu in a house of partnerships, dealing with the world, the people, and Saturn 12 places away in the sixth house in Aquarius. It challenges this house. The Rahu seeks clarity in relationships. Rahu may actually initiate new partnerships here. It could be work contracts, business contracts. It could be that your work is as such that it takes you to very unknown places, because Saturn in the sixth house in Aquarius, this is about difficult work situations. Maybe it's not difficult, but it's very busy. There is a lot of work, and because of work you meet new people, you go to different places, because Rahu in seventh house can take you to faraway places as well. So you go to different places, you meet different people. They may have different language, they may have different culture, maybe it's just the ideology is different, or just going into the unknown. So learning a lot, because where the Rahu sits, that is the house from where you are gaining some new experience, some development happens from there. So this transit is about learning from the world when you experience others. And also Rahu is about crossing a certain barrier, a bridge between you and the people who are important to you. You know that, okay, this is my partner, okay, this is my work partner, this is my family member, And this is a relationship where I cannot break away from it, but yet every day is so challenging with this person. So Rahu brings the situations, the need, and the time here where you try to work on these differences, and then you come to this middle path of restoring these relationships. Okay, I'll walk few steps, you walk few steps towards me, and let's just resolve this. So Rahu being in the seventh house in Pisces, and Saturn in the sixth house of challenges, 12 places away. This is about trying to resolve a certain dispute in love, dispute in a certain contract. Maybe it's about repaying a certain loan, trying to fix something or to come to a middle path so that it can be resolved peacefully without any agitation. So Rahu here, for different people, it might be a different thing based on your natal placements, based on the Mahadasha and everything. Rahu here initiates new cycle in love, partnerships, marriage. Rahu here also brings some kind of ending to a certain cycle, because okay, it's not happening, it's not working, so let's put this to the end. Okay, so this is what Rahu brings here. But in general, Rahu is about being with the people where you feel nervous, being with the people who are very different from you, but you gather so much that somewhere it helps you in identifying what you want and where you want to go in life. The sense of purpose comes through connecting with others, and that's the beauty of this transit. And of course, there is a lot which needs to be cleared in life. Maybe it's the physical clutter in your house, maybe it's the clutter in the mind, maybe it's the clutter regarding the food you eat. So that kind of cleaning and cleansing greatly happening, and I do see some kind of a new spiritual practice initiates from here, very rigorous practice, very dedicated, because Ketu looks at the ninth house ruled by Taurus. So that's a beautiful transformation, because it's helping you a lot. And Rahu, again, I think I'm on the same point. Some kind of long distance journey happens here, which will uplift you financially, because Rahu in Pisces, so we have to see what Jupiter is doing in this entire transit. So Jupiter for now, it's in Aries, so it might have been a war, it might have been very challenging to be with people, or to be in a partnership, or to be all happy in this current phase. But when the Jupiter reaches to Taurus in the ninth house, it brings that growth you were looking for. It brings the happiness, reasons to be happy. It brings better finances and wonderful opportunities in your way. That's for sure. And Rahu will also aspect the 11th house of gains, desires, fulfillment. So this is about some kind of promotion. Okay, and you're not ready for it, because this is the house which is ruled by Cancer. You love growing in your profession, but being the Virgo ascendant and then Cancer ruling the house of promotion and desires, you don't like very quick changes, because you have to really make your mind set and prepared for what's next. Nothing quickly really makes you happy. So there's this quick change. Maybe you may have to go to a different branch of the same office. Maybe it's a new position. So this challenges you emotionally. But Rahu will give some gain, some upliftment in work. Maybe this is a good financial opportunity coming in your way, but it's more of taking a toll on your mind. There's too much of work to be done, so that could be the case. And also Rahu looks at the third house in Scorpio, so this is about fear. Rahu also shows fear. Okay, a lot of the different kinds of fears one may go through. And Rahu aspecting the Scorpio ruled third house, and also the third house is aspected by Saturn right now. So this is about overcoming fears with respect to the speech, what you want to convey. You may try hard not to, speak out, or because you feel when you pour out your emotions, it's going to be ugly, it's going to be very aggressive for the other person. But yes, some kind of interaction, communication happens here, which is a bit conflicting in nature, because you want to release something, you want to speak your truth, you want to say something. So that will happen with this aspect on the third house. You may have to really work on your courage to take certain actions at this time. It's just that you are nervous or some fear deep within which stops you to take the right action at the right time. Rahu in the seventh house again. This is about, I will talk about the spiritual aspect of this as well, the soul level aspect of this. Rahu, as I mentioned, it's about fear. So being in the seventh house, it wants you to overcome the fear of loneliness as well. Ultimately, Pisces shows the 12th house. So overcoming the fear of loneliness in your relationships, to overcome, because this fear may impact your partnership in a very bad manner. You're not enjoying, you're not focusing on the present with this person or a significant person, but you fear about what will happen next. What if there is separation? What if there is isolation in some way? So this is what where you have to work the most, to get rid of the fear of any kind of isolation in important relationships. Overcoming that fear. When you overcome that fear, automatically there's a lot of strength you will find within. So that's again a big change with this transit. So overall, for Virgo, it's more of giving yourself some breaks, okay, and don't be impulsive while dealing with the people around you, because you are learning a lot from others in this transit. Hey everyone, let's talk about Libra. For Libra, Rahu Ketu are in the 6th and the 12th house axis. Rahu in Pisces, which is your 6th house, Ketu in Virgo, which is your 12th house. Now, the theme of this transit is to be very careful with what you are doing and where you are going, because Rahu here, yes, it will give you growth, sudden growth, unexpected growth with respect to money, with respect to the finances, with respect to even the career. But this really indicates that some things might be overlooked in this transit. It could be underestimating a certain competitor or a situation. It could be also overestimating something about yourself, about a situation. So the challenges, the daily life with Rahu here in Pisces, 6th house, everything needs to be observed keenly. You may feel sometimes distracted as well. In the daily routine, you are not being able to focus on everything together. So observing the details, observing every single thing is important. Don't make quick decisions with the Rahu here. And also this is about being a bit impatient about how things will turn out to be, what will happen next. And the Ketu and Virgo in the 12th house tells you let go the need to look into the future all the time. Let go the need to see what's my gain, and let things unfold naturally. Stop that impulsiveness. That's what the 6th and the 12th house axis is showing you for now, to have a lot of patience to see things how they unfold, how they happen. And for the meanwhile, just hang in there and continue to do your best. Rahu rules over your potential here, just like Saturn does. Saturn is already in the fifth house, fifth lord of the fifth house. A wonderful time to dedicate yourself to a cause, to a work which you truly have faith in. It requires practice. Saturn shows it just requires practice or constant work for a duration. That dedication is significant with the Saturn. And the Rahu gives you the wisdom. Rahu helps you to look back into your experiences, memories, and wisdom, how to go beyond a certain level of obstacle. So both are helping right now, but Rahu on one hand says, okay, this was what we did at the last time, this happened, and this is a wisdom of yours, use it. But Rahu also shows confusion. And this confusion is mainly very superficial. Confused about someone's action, how they are talking, what they are portraying about themselves. It keeps you in confusion. Some superficial things about others keeps you in confusion. You don't go to the depth of the situation. Just by looking at the surface, you bother yourself, you get confused. So again, being thoughtful, being open, and understanding everything in detail is important. Rahu will bring competition in this transit, and such competition which is not even at your level, but still you feel you have to fight a lot in this competition, because somewhere you're comparing your uniqueness with someone else's. Why am I not like this person? That will obstruct you. The moment you think like this, it will bring obstacles in work, in relationships, anything significant in life. But Rahu in sixth house is a promise of growth. And Rahu here will bring certain opportunities where your patience is being tested. How long you can continue to work, that is being tested. And of course, there is some kind of manipulation at the work front which bothers you. Or maybe someone significant in family or relatives talking behind your back. Because Rahu in Pisces, and in this entire transit, Rahu transits from 7th and the 8th house. So when Jupiter, I'm talking about Jupiter, if I said it wrong. Rahu in Pisces, 6th house, and Jupiter in this entire transit travels from 7th and the 8th house. So when it reaches to Taurus in the 8th house, there is some dispute with the family member. Someone not showing you the right picture, hiding something from you. That could be the case. But this is also about some kind of victory. People were trying to bring you down, or impacting your image in a very wrong manner, but you succeed brilliantly. There's victory, there's success here. Great financial gain happens out of nowhere. No matter how much someone tries to suppress you, but you're rising above, you're shining amazingly. So yeah, you are challenged by some people, and I do see it's more about the family. That's what is shown by Jupiter as well. And Rahu also brings in the need to work on how you deal with everyday life. There is no proper structure, because Pisces is also about the rhythm of life. What needs to be done at what time. Everything has a certain timetable. So working on your timetable is important with Rahu here. And Ketu in the 12th house in Virgo, this is about, maybe Rahu is pushing you to be at the forefront, dealing with everyday challenges, the everyday work, and meeting so many people. But Ketu, deep within, being in 12th house in Virgo, this is about bringing some kind of distance and boundary with people, strengthening your walls and your boundaries. Not, I cannot be a part of the other people's conflict. That is what you are learning. Not every conflict is where you're supposed to indulge into, dive into. Protecting your emotions, protecting your heart, protecting yourself from a lot of drama which comes from others, and it is so unnecessary. And further, Ketu cuts away that picture of yours which is about, I am so and so, I'm this perfect person, I'm brilliant here, I'm so bad there. Cutting away all the pictures you have regarding yourself in your mind, Ketu and Chitra, cutting away that image you think life should look like, or maybe this is who I am, completely cutting away from that and starting all new. Journey starts all new from here. How you deal with yourself, it's going to change. You're working more on your physical and emotional health, cutting away from the dramas, connecting with your intuition, connecting with the higher power, focusing on how you go to bed, how you sleep, what you do before that. This is what Ketu wants to change about. So being in 12th house, Ketu may also bring some kind of great assistance, luck in a sudden manner, because it's in the sign of Mercury, and Mercury also rules your 9th house. There is a great degree of luck, help coming in your way out of nowhere. So Ketu brings the need to surrender, connect with your intuition, and also focus on how you think, how you deal with your mind, what information you're giving to your mind. You're breaking a big pattern about how you treat yourself, letting go that inner critique happens here. So this is actually good. But Ketu is bringing some spiritual experiences which can be very different. It's unexplained, you cannot describe it, but you will realize why these spiritual experiences were so important. It's like someone is calling you from the skies and you need to pick up that call. But how can you pick up that call when you're constantly damaging yourself by saying negative things to self? That needs to let go, so too you can see more better connection with your own intuition and the divine. So this is very spiritual. And Rahu keeps you in the material domain somewhere, the mind, because this is the water sign, Pisces. You need to clear something, you need to set your priorities here, where to focus first and what comes later. So Rahu may give some competition, but it's not that difficult, because when you face this competition, you find so much about self which will be helpful. So many skills will be tapped in and you will succeed in this. Health needs great focus. It's something about the mind. As you know, like the entire hormones are being regulated by the pituitary gland. Of course, it's over here in the head. Take care of how you sleep, the entire cycle, because some hormonal issues may happen with this transit. A long-term medication may happen with this. From the 6th house, Rahu will look at the 10th house ruled by Cancer. So yes, there are some new opportunities where you have to work a lot. It's overwhelming to be in that place because there's so much to do. But you will grow professionally. It's like so many new things are there at the work front, and how to complete it, how to close a certain project. This is what you are learning. This is also about travel because of work. And Rahu also looks at the fourth house. Sorry, Rahu looks at the second house, ruled by Scorpio. So some dispute with the loved one is there. It's more of emotional challenge where you always feel like, is there the need to speak? Let's just leave it. Let's just don't speak about it. Let's don't talk. Leave it. But now with this transit comes the need to confront and make peace with this. And Ketu definitely looks at your fourth house, which is again about creating some limits and boundaries with the people so that you can have your own time. You can take care of yourself, not before looking into the needs of others. Let me look at myself first. That's what comes from this. Ketu also aspects the eighth house, which is again about like a rebirth. Maybe you are working on some financial strategy as well. Okay, this much I will save, this much I'll spend, how to make my finances stronger. You're thinking about that as well. So Ketu helps here to tap into yourself. Simply about acceptance of who you are and where you must go from here. Hey everyone, let's talk about Scorpio. Scorpio, well, the first house is co-ruled by Ketu. Until now, Ketu was in your 12th house in Libra. Done with the questions of why this happened, why me, when will I get the justice, and so on. There's a lot of peace which comes with this change of Ketu going into 11th house. From here, I think Ketu, when it reaches to Virgo, your 11th house, there's a huge let go from the expectations and the desires. What I want from life, what life should look like, that picture. Because till now, Ketu in the 12th house, you feel imbalanced because you definitely have a big picture in your mind. Okay, this is my goal, this needs to happen. But you made peace with it. Even if it doesn't happen, I know I'm going to a better place, in a better direction. So Ketu, when it reaches to the house of gains, profits, desires, for some people, it could be about the need to use your money wisely, to limit something, to limit how you are spending your money, to limit a certain source of income as well. Some limitation may happen because you know that in this area of my work or whatever you are doing, I'm not getting what I deserve, or maybe the amount of effort I put into it, I'm not getting that gain in return. So trying to cut away from that work and finding a better opportunity which gives you some justice with what you are doing. So with the Ketu in Virgo, yes, it might be that you may feel, okay, I'm being underpaid. That's the thing. Or it doesn't do the justice to the amount of hard work I do. But on a very soul and spiritual level, Ketu and Virgo is about also making peace with a lot of desires you had in your mind and taking things easily. Taking things very easily, not criticizing yourself for, okay, this was my target, I haven't reached here, what to do next, I have to really work hard. You're already working hard. Most of the times we work very hard, but it's just that with the hard work we don't trust sometimes our work. Sometimes we do see delays in getting the results. So this is what the Ketu is bringing, that this transit is about responsibility and accountability for you. Ketu is showing that you did well with your responsibilities. Okay. And Rahu shows that you need to be responsible for your happiness. Okay. This is how they're functioning in a very different manner in the 5th and the 11th house axis. This is about happiness. 5th house is happiness, what you brought in this life. It is, of course, deeply connected to emotional state and happiness, the 5th house. And it is directly connected to the 11th house because this is the house of desires. The more the desire is fulfilled, the more happy you feel. The more unhappy you are, your ability to grow somewhere blocks. So this is the axis. And this is the theme for this transit. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit your happiness. If something doesn't function the way you want to, don't limit yourself and take responsibility of your happiness and move forward with respect to the career. So the overall theme with respect to work, because 11th house is also connected to work, Ketu in Virgo may bring situations where you have to be very careful of how you invest your money, how you're spending your money. Ketu may also brings surplus because Virgo is also the obstacle and Ketu knows no limits. So it breaks the limits. It brings surplus in your life as well. Depends upon the other placements as well. Depends upon the dasha as well. But there is an urge to grow. And you will realize it's not just the hard work, but I need to follow a different strategy. My approach should be different. I think that will make the difference with respect to the growth in my career and my finances. So for some people, it could be also about moving into different workplace because of the dissatisfaction you have, or again, that feeling of I'm not being treated right. So I need to move ahead. If you are in a profession which is related to technology, healing, marketing, yes, there is a significant change in the job role or maybe the work you are doing. You have to put in a lot of extra hours into your work. And the beautiful transition which happens here is the letting go certain expectations you had from yourself, making peace with it. It's okay. I think I have much better things to see and explore in life. This is about disconnection from the people, the social network. You thought they were the greatest support, but not anymore. That need to depend on some people goes away with this transit. Rahu in the 5th house. This is the house of potential. This is the house of talents. The childlike person in you. This is the house of sun. Sun is what? Sun is the soul. So Rahu here takes you to the deepest ocean in you. The ocean of knowledge, the ocean of wisdom. And it helps you discover great treasure about yourself. But the thing is, ultimately, Rahu in the place of Sun, the house of Leo. What happens here? There's certain things you want to hide. You know you are good in a certain work, a talent, but you don't want to bring it to the surface. What others will say. Will I be able to execute this talent, this skill in the right way or not? So you're very choosy. And though the Rahu takes it to the depth, but you're worried about the surface. How others will view your talents. Because you may go for a very unconventional path to maybe it's profession, maybe it's just a hobby you may follow. Something makes you afraid of listening to self, listening to your soul, chasing your happiness. Why are you afraid in chasing your happiness? Because you're afraid of others being, judging you in some way. Or it could be just simply a part of you which is constantly being suppressed. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. Leave it behind. That could be the thing. And now Rahu brings that same point, that same thing again in your eyes, and you're like, okay, now I'll accept it. I'm so good maybe in playing a guitar, so I'll resume that. I'll do it again. And also with respect to profession, this is about going back to a certain skill, resuming it, practicing it again. And it's so helpful. It's like you learned something previously in life, this experience which you had somewhere in love, in your work, that is so helpful now. When you bring that memory back again here, that experience, it takes you to this tremendous journey. There's this tremendous jump you will make. So Rahu brings that jump, that growth, sudden growth. For people who are planning for children or they have children, yes, with respect to children, there's more work required, understanding their needs, working on the education, helping them to face the world. This is where the maximum work is done. For a few people, it is also about, again, going back to school. Yeah, I know, higher learning is seen through the 9th house, but Rahu from the 5th house is looking at the 9th house. So it brings some kind of higher learning, or maybe going back to what you have learned previously, revising it and using it. This is also again travel, because of you want to learn something new, travel to meet a family member, visiting your home, visiting someone who is like home to you. And again, this is something very spiritual. This is going back to a place which makes you happy. It could be a pilgrimage, it could be a home, and this enhances you. This makes you really happy. It brings that sense of encouragement and strength in you. It inspires you. Someone comes in your life and this person inspires you at this time, and it will bring good opportunities as well. And Rahu also looks at the 1st house. Scorpio ruled 1st house, so again, some kind of change in how you dress up, how you take care of yourself. Big change happens with this aspect. Trying to follow a different routine may also happen, or it could also be about getting rid of a certain view, how you look yourself. I'm supposed to look like this. No. Maybe getting rid of some addiction. That is what the main theme is. Getting rid of any habit which is so difficult to leave behind. Because Scorpio, you're ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is not just about death, rebirth, transformation, but also healing things, restoring things. So addressing your challenges. This is good. This is not bad. You're addressing your challenges in a great way. The only challenge which I feel with the Rahu and the Ketu is somewhere you may waste your time. You're waiting for too long to make it happen, to get things done the way you want to, the way you desire, and it's not turning out to be in that way. Saturn in the 4th house in Aquarius. This is significant with respect to how you live your life, your home, creating that security. So Saturn's transit is also relevant along with the Rahu Ketu. Rahu helps you to tap into very deep knowledge you have, and also Rahu helps you to find moments of joy. Like, it's important to look around as well, to appreciate the beautiful things around you, whereas Saturn helps you to be more focused towards yourself, addressing your life, addressing your emotions, you focusing on the reality of life. So Saturn brings a major change. along with the Rahu Ketu. It could be moving away into a new place. It could be working on absolutely a new foundation with respect to career as well. Hey everyone, let's talk about Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, Rahu Ketu will be in the 4th and 10th house axis. Rahu in Pisces, which is your 4th house, and Ketu in Virgo, which is your 10th house. The entire theme of this transit is nourishment. Working on those areas which really nourish your soul, nourish your body, nourish your mind. Looking for things, looking for experiences which really are going to make you more soft, more open to the world. Rahu in the 4th house, this is significant. Like for Gemini, I was doing the same thing. For Gemini, Ketu in the 4th house, Rahu in the 10th house. These are the pillars, major pillars of life, which is family on one hand, and the work, the society on the other hand, and how we create balance between them. But for Sagittarius, the focus is on home. For Gemini, the focus is more on the outer world. Rahu in the 4th house. 4th house is the house of mother, the home, where the safety is, where the nourishment is. And Rahu, we know, it is greatly controlled by the mother, the Durga. So this is definitely about improving the bond with the mother, a mother-like figure. Again, Pisces, I always say it's a bridge, and on this bridge some work is required to come to the same page, to be on the same point, to fix something. So fixing certain relationships do happen here, where there is great emotional bonding, there is emotional connection, and mostly I do see it's with a motherly figure. And this could also be about dealing with confusion with the mother, confusion with a specific person at your home. But again, that nurturing energy is what you want. That nourishment is what you want. And you will be shown that a lot of times you will receive the support here in this transit to feel nurtured, to feel protected. Now, Rahu is in Pisces. Rahu's dispositor here right now is the Jupiter. So during this transit, Jupiter transits from the 5th and the 6th house. So when the Jupiter goes into Taurus, and you already have Rahu here in the 4th house in Pisces, this is about working on a certain conflict with the family member. Something doesn't works along with you, doesn't aligns with your dreams, hopes and ambitions. So you will be in a very powerful mode, and you will talk about what are your needs, what you value the most in life. This could also be about purchasing something major, like a vehicle, a house, along with the family member. Some kind of collaboration, financial collaboration happens here, because Ketu will also look at the 2nd house ruled by Capricorn. So the finances are involved, giving a certain share to the family, to purchase something, to create something. But the main theme I see with Rahu in the 4th house of mind, home, emotions, is to work on the relationships where there is a lot of nourishing quality. But also, as this is the last sign, Pisces, Rahu also wants you to be apart from these people or connections, not to over depend, because Rahu is excess of everything in life, obsession over something. Okay, And Rahu is also where we have to work the most, the development we need. So Rahu in the fourth house somewhere shows that there is a need to be with the loved ones, to work along with them, to work on the differences, but also emotionally there's a lot of um, I think dependability on others. Like you are depending upon someone to fulfill a promise. Someone said, okay, this will happen, and you depend upon this person's words. It brings a setback. Maybe there are some people who are depending on you. They see you very strong person, so they depend upon you for their emotional needs. You need to take care of their um, life in some way. So this is the house of mother nourishment, but I also connect the fourth house with the heart, the state of the heart. Okay, so Rahu challenges this. Rahu here in Pisces strikes for the need to go beyond this, to be independent with respect to emotions. Because there's something about self which needs to be taken care of, but you're constantly giving to others are expecting a lot from you, emotional care, fulfillment, and you're doing every bit, you're giving every bit of self, not receiving much. I think for most it's not about what you get but what you are giving, because Jupiter reaches to the sixth house. Where is the justice? Where is this stability which I want from others? So Rahu, on a very soul level, in the fourth house, is about finding independence with respect to love, nourishment, the matters of heart, learning to live, learning to thrive, even if the emotional support is not enough, or learning to stop where you are overgiving to others. Rahu in Pisces in the fourth house is also about moving to faraway places, leaving the house, leaving the comfort, leaving everything which you thought was security, which you thought was home, but now you must go out and take the risk so that you can have a better life financially. The living situation needs to get better. So you're moving out from that comfort zone. That could be the thing with Rahu. So overall, it is about how you nourish yourself, looking for that support in life, and it will happen when you leave the current situation, whatever bothers you a lot, where you might be the overgiver to people. And Ketu in the 10th house in Virgo, what does that indicate? Ketu in Virgo, it's definitely going to impact your work. It could simply be lack of clarity in work. Whatever I'm doing, the hard work I'm putting in, how much will I get back? How much success will I receive? Or simply because this is the 10th house, so how others view me through my work. Your work, you may see obstacles, not because like genuinely there is some obstacle like the physical obstacle, but it's more of an obstacle which you create by thinking, uh, what will be the result? Will I get the justice? Will I get the credit for what I'm doing? And also, again, how people view me, my actions, my success, my financial growth, how they look at me. The Ketu brings this deep dissatisfaction. And Ketu initiates this process of letting go how others view you. There is criticism at the work front, which may make you unhappy, or you criticize yourself with this. So the basic lesson which comes through Ketu is to get away from this need to see how others are looking at you. There's a need to see how you do your work, introspection. How do you give justice to what you are doing? Is there some change required with your skill, how you approach things? This is where you have to work the most. So, Ketu may slow down the progress a bit, or it could be just simply dissatisfaction at the work front, or maybe everything is okay, but whatever you are doing somewhere, it's been restricted by someone else. Okay, some other person keeping you in doubt. It's not a huge thing that you should worry about your career, but everything unfolds very slowly with the Ketu here, and then you also have Saturn in the third house in Aquarius, which is about growth. This is the house of growth and the efforts, the decisions you must take. So just focus on what you have in your hands for now and how you take the efforts. That's a big lesson coming through Saturn. And Ketu shows let go the outcome, let go how others are viewing your skills, how others are viewing your past history with respect to work. It's like you're judging your own self more than anyone else. And Ketu also shows maybe there's a new direction with respect to your responsibilities you're performing at the work front. Ketu from the 10th house will also aspect the second house ruled by Capricorn. So, really creating a better strategy with respect to money, how you are saving it, how you are using it, how you're investing your finances. So, better planning with respect to money comes here, working more on saving the money, the finances getting stable. That is what you will be doing the most. And then Ketu also looks at the Taurus ruled house. So, again, some um, tension regarding the health might be there, or the health interferes with respect to work. Health issues are impacting your efficiency, your productivity. That could be the case. But the major focus is towards the home, or it could be how you feel comfortable with your own self. What are you doing in a resting state? How you speak to your mind, because this is where you have to work the most. Rahu from the fourth house aspects the eighth and the 12th house, both ruled by Cancer Scorpio. So, this is how emotionally safe you feel with your own self, how you take care of yourself, how you nurture yourself. This is important. Nurture simply means taking care of self, not being so angry on self all the time, and clearing your heart as well. The relationships, you really want to bring more love into the picture with people, which will happen. There is a lot of communication or work done here regarding resolving some differences, which will happen in this period. But there are also certain things where you have to just accept the people the way they are, and they should also have the power to accept you the way you are. Again, the middle path, creating a bridge, how much you walk towards the other person also have to walk that much towards you. Some efforts are required, but there is more focus on loving the self, more focus on taking care of your own needs, which is very good. Hey everyone, let's talk about Capricorn. For Capricorn, you have Rahu in the third house in Pisces and Ketu in Virgo, which is the ninth house. So, Rahu Ketu in this third and the ninth house axis indicates that the major theme of this transit is that some areas of your life needs a lot of empowerment. They need a lot of wisdom and efforts, everything coming together like a recipe which contains so much wisdom, hope, power, your intelligence. So there is some aspect which requires you to be in power, and then that is represented by Rahu, where you need to be in power. Okay, despite of the fact that you cannot see much at the distance, but still you have to be in that powerful mode. Ketu shows the areas where the surrender is really required. Okay, let it be the way it is, and let's see what will happen. But Rahu shows, yeah, some uncertainty is there, but I will work on it. I need to do this. Let me just grab my things and just keep walking. Okay, so Rahu, let's focus on Rahu first. Rahu in Pisces, third house, and in this entire transit, the Jupiter, we have to see where Jupiter is. So, Jupiter transiting from the fourth house and the fifth house, Aries and Taurus. The time till the Jupiter is in the fourth house, a lot of energy, your mind is invested into your home, into the family affairs. Maybe you are the leader, you are giving the ideas, you are showing them what needs to be done. So you are the brain here for everyone, giving them important information and planning and strategy. On one hand, Rahu in the third house is thinking, oh my god, I have this dream, I have that dream, I have this goal needs to be fulfilled, but my entire energy is going into the fourth house. I'm resolving things at home and doing so much of work, whereas I have to be out there with my ideas. I have so many plentiful of things to do. Now when Jupiter goes into Taurus, this is a time when you find that courage, you find that optimism to get back to work. Rahu shows there's so much which is in your plans, which is in your dreams, which is about your desires, but it is not materializing. There is no concrete effort, there's no concrete result to it. It's just that you're creating and brewing in your dreams, and full stop. It's not happening. So, Rahu brings that power. It takes you to this place of, okay, you have so many things to do, but let's just do one thing at one time. So that focus, that decision happens with this transit. Okay, let's just do this, let's do my work, let's just use this hobby to bring some wealth in my life. Okay, let's go back and work on my important friendship with a relevant person. So Rahu brings this power. Still, it's in Pisces. Pisces is again the duality. The mind, your mind will be in hundreds of places. Your planning, your strategy is not very concrete because you have so many things in your mind, and then the focus gets disturbed. So Rahu brings the need to open up about what you want to do, open up about how you feel about a situation, open up to your loved ones, share your experiences, and openly communicate about what you feel and what you need in life. Bridging the gaps with good communication. You need to make your speech more effective, because with this transit you may be like, okay, I don't want to hurt everyone, so I'll talk in a way where I am trying to express myself, but I'm also not hurting someone. But in that way, you're not giving the right idea of how you feel. So your speech needs power. You must be clear with what you want to convey to others and be very clear with where you want to go. A proper planning and strategy needs to be done with respect to work, with respect to any plan of life. And the Jupiter's movement into the fifth house brings a new initiation in love, better friendships, and also it helps you to utilize your skills in a very effective manner. Financial growth will be splendid with this. So this is where you have to bring power, your communication, what you dream about, how you pursue it. It should be effective, it should be concrete. What needs surrender? Ketu in Virgo, ninth house. Ketu in Virgo indicates about the daily life, because your sixth house is ruled by Gemini. So yeah, the main focus is on the daily life, the daily journey. You don't have to think too much about the future, but just focus on each and every day. What can be done to improve my life? Surrender to the thought of future, surrender to the thought of what will happen tomorrow. Surrender to the divine. The second point is significant, because this is the house of spiritual inclination. This is a house from where we realize that we have a greater purpose, trying to be more spiritual here. So the Ketu shows the surrender towards the divine. And also with this comes the understanding of you cannot rush to make things happen. Okay. Ketu brings the understanding of I am at the very right place. Where I need to be, I am just there. So that higher understanding comes through the Ketu, the surrender to God, surrender to the time, surrender to your plans. Okay, it will happen, but I need not to worry right now. That connecting with the intuition is also important, because your criticism, the critique in you, or how you say bad things to self sometimes, it stops you from connecting and trusting your intuition. Virgo rising, Capricorn rising, there's a lot of negative self talk. Even you can see the reality, you know things from your intuition, but your mind is so practical somewhere that it stops from looking into that real thing, that intuitive thing as well. So Ketu is the surrender to the higher power, surrender to the miracles happening in life, and also aligning with the soul purpose, what you want to do in life, realizing that will happen. And Rahu, Ketu will also, because Rahu Ketu are in this axis which is connected to travel. So Rahu Ketu both are taking you to certain destinations which are unknown in nature, especially Ketu in Virgo. Yes, this is about going to places or meeting people who have a very different lifestyle. Their language might be different, their lifestyle is different. So that travel you do, the journey you are going on, this is not easy, because you may see so many changes from your regular life. People are living absolutely a different life, different way of approach is there, different thinking is there. So something unknown, dealing with the unknown, it's adventurous and it's scary at the same time. So don't limit yourself from experiencing different things. So there is travel, there is a journey which is to the unknown, to different places. Maybe it's more of a spiritual journey, which I do see with Ketu in the ninth house. And Rahu shows some kind of change with the commute you do with respect to work, maybe taking a different route, maybe taking a vehicle, different vehicle. So some change in your regular commute. Maybe your office is a bit further away from the actual place, like you moved on to a different office. Something about the daily commute is tiring in nature. And the most beautiful part of this transit is that you're working towards the growth. Whatever plans you have in your mind, now starts the work. Till now there was more focus towards the home as Saturn was in the second house and Rahu was in the fourth house. The entire energy, money, everything was flowing into home, but not being able to utilize your time and your resources for self and for your work. And of course, Rahu will give the financial growth here. It will, because it gives you the power to utilize your skills in a very amazing manner. The utilization is important. No matter how good you are, how you use your skill is significant to get the resources, to get the financial expansion, which Rahu will help you. And Saturn, of course, shows there's a lot to be done with respect to money. Saving the money is significant for Capricorn people. And Ketu from the ninth house will aspect the first house. So yes, this is about some change in how you look, how you dress up. There's a big change in how you dress up here. Okay, which this change is quite good. It's refreshing. You don't have to be serious. You don't have to be so I think so disciplined about one way of living, one way of dressing up. Ketu disconnects from some kind of discipline you were having because it took a toll on your health, it took a toll on how you were living. So that disconnection happens. And Ketu also aspects the fifth house. So, yes, trusting the miracles, the faith is significant. And Rahu aspects the seventh house. So, better communication, removing the doubts in the love, in the loving relationships, partnerships, removing the confusion by improving the communication will happen. And Rahu also looks at the 11th house ruled by Scorpio, so it will lead to the financial growth, sudden expansion will happen unexpectedly. Hey everyone, let's talk about Aquarius. For Aquarius, the Rahu Ketu transit is happening in your second and your eighth house axis. The Rahu in Pisces, second house, Ketu in Virgo, which is your eighth house. This is about family life. The major theme over here is some kind of reunion or just trying to be on the very same page with your loved ones, with your family, trying to work it out, trying to create some bridge or a platform between you and the people who matter to you. Because Rahu is doing that. Rahu, in the entire duration, as it will be in Pisces, so we have to track where Jupiter is going. So in this entire transit, Jupiter transits from Aries, which is your third house, and then the fourth house of home, domestic front, it will be in Taurus. So yeah, major focus on the home and family, trying to make it work, something significant, trying to listen to each other, trying to communicate very well despite of the differences, and also some major investment done along with the family, or maybe using the family asset or wealth to purchase a new property. So there is growth here. With respect to money, I do see whatever the purchase you may do by using the family assets, it brings further multiplication of the value and the money in this transit. So that may happen. With Rahu in Pisces second house, this is also the house of the face value. This is the house of what do you value the most. So with the Rahu being here, there is some challenge with respecting the self, giving value to self, because you're dealing with everyone, you're giving yourself so much to everyone. It's very natural. Rahu here brings the chaos. There is chaos when you are dealing with the family members. And what happens in this chaos is that what you value the most, how you value yourself, you start losing that. So in this transit, you have this um, purpose to give yourself away to the people, giving a part of you, I would say, giving a part of you, a part of your time to the people, to the loved ones, to the family. And in this process, you must also learn to understand the value of your opinions, because there is a possibility people are acting against your opinions, they're acting against what you feel is right. So with that constant chaos, how you value your expression, how you value yourself, your whatever your choices are, that creates suffering with the Rahu here. Or simply, it could also be a decision which was made by someone else in the family, and you're dealing with the burden of that decision. So Rahu creates that kind of chaos. Some decision which is being imposed coming through the family. This needs to be done. In Rahu here, wants you to find a shore, to find a corner, that okay, I cannot be always engaged into this chaos. I need to find something to balance myself. I want to pursue something where I can be comfortable, I can be peaceful. So Jupiter brings that. Jupiter brings maybe it's a work. Jupiter brings new friends, new connections, where you can find that comfort, you can find that peace. Maybe there's a new idea. I want to pursue this as my profession. Maybe I want to buy something for myself. So finding ways to make yourself happy, but it also leads to expenditure. Rahu creates the need to save more finances, because there will be unexpected expenditures with this, and it's all going towards the home and the family, whatever expenditure you are doing. So you're trying to take out some time, trying to spend some resources on yourself as well, doing things which you truly enjoy at this time. And Rahu co-rules the first house of your chart, where we already have Saturn in Aquarius. So we have to take account of that as well. Saturn in Aquarius in the first house and Rahu in the second house. This is about a lot of responsibilities on you with respect to work. Number one, some kind of upliftment happens. Your leadership roles is happening here, or it's just that you got a new opportunity. You have to work more. It will enhance your finances, but the burden is so much that you find it difficult to focus between your personal life and your family life. Where to focus? Ketu in Virgo, which is your 8th house. Now Ketu over here, this is a house which we always say, okay, death, rebirth, transition, transformations. So Ketu here, this is a place which actually is about Scorpio. Okay, so Ketu here gives a very positive transformation to you. It will help you to successfully take care of your health. It may bring some urgent situation where you have to take care of your health. You have to be very committed towards this health issue. And this is also about, because this is about the sudden changes in life. So Ketu in this house is helping you to calm down the anxiety or the restlessness you have. Because even if there is no problem, there is no issue, this transit may make you think of the obstacles in your life. These obstacles might not be that strong. These obstacles might not be so important to deal with right now, but your mind is somewhere thinking, okay, tomorrow I may face this challenge, tomorrow this may happen. So Ketu here wants you to detach from all of these uncertainties of life. It can be taken care of tomorrow. Maybe the situation is not worse right now. So Ketu brings the need to be still in some way. Okay, taking care of your routine, taking care of the now, the present. This is what the Ketu is bringing. And yes, chronic health issues, if you deal with chronic health issues, you need to undergo a proper diagnosis, because Ketu may time to time interfere with the health. But the only remedy with respect to health is to change how you are living right now, the routine you have, the habits you have, death of certain habits, death of a certain way of living, so that the health can be improved, renewal can happen. So Ketu and Virgo in the 8th house, this is about working on the health, diving deeper within and finding out what I need to work upon, what I need to really get rid of in this life. And Ketu is also aspecting the 12th house from the 8th house. So this is about realization, dreams. Ketu may bring, again, Ketu is leading to unexpected expenditures, unexpected challenges while executing your plans. Certain decisions need to be made, and you may face some challenges in that. But spiritually, and the connection with the higher power gets stronger here. It's like you are putting your needs, whatever you want, in front of the divine. That kind of surrender I do see. Because Ketu from Virgo, 8th house, looking at the 12th house ruled by Capricorn, it's like you were stubborn about something. It needs to happen. It needs to be achieved. And now there is this surrender to divine. Okay, you take care of it. Taking a break from that, whatever the dream was. So this is again about aligning with the spiritual self. If the spiritual work is not done at this time, it may lead to a lot of emotional challenges. You're focusing more on your weaknesses at this time. And Rahu from second house will aspect the 6th house ruled by Moon. Okay, so I do see some struggles with the motherly figure being challenged in some way. Maybe the opinions doesn't match, or again there is this obstacle coming through a mother figure. Certain promise needs to be fulfilled, or simply you have to take care of the well-being of a woman, a significant woman in the family. And also taking up a loan, financial loan may happen to purchase something. And Rahu also aspects the 10th house ruled by Scorpio. So you are actively looking for certain opportunities which could bring a major upliftment with respect to money. You are in need of quick financial growth, and Rahu will bring that. Rahu will bring sudden gain of money. Certain work projects or assignments or business opportunities which will lead to sudden financial growth. Hey everyone, let's talk about Pisces. For Pisces, the Rahu Ketu are transiting from the 1st and 7th house axis. There's Rahu in Pisces, 1st house, Ketu in Virgo, which is your 7th house. The entire focus here is on self, finding the self, finding what works for you, finding the happiness, finding the faith, which is somewhere lost for now. And before we talk about this axis in detail, what's happening in your 12th house? Because Rahu co-rules this house. This house is being occupied by Saturn in Aquarius. So overall, for you, it's a time of caution and not to be impulsive with self, not challenging yourself all the time. You need to be very patient with yourself. Consider that you are like your own child, okay? You are the elder one now, and a part of you is the younger one. So like a guardian, like an elder, what you will do to take care of your younger version. In the same way, there is tenderness required. There are times when you have to be very mature, okay, pick up yourself, do the things required, and be very patient. And sometimes you need a lot of emotional care from self, because you are undergoing a period of isolation, feeling a bit isolated by others as well. And at the very same time, when you're going through this period of, okay, I'm not being understood by others, at the very same time, Ketu transits from 7th house in Virgo, and every person you meet, they have something to say, they have an opinion about you, and you're taking it very seriously, which should not be the case. Instead, Ketu shows here whatever struggle you're dealing with regarding your self-development, regarding your personality improvement, regarding your goals and your purpose. I think the people are the biggest interference in your journey for now, because how they treat you, the voice they have, how they perceive you, it matters to you a lot. And the picture they see about you, you make it as a final picture. And Ketu here shows, let go that picture, get away from that picture. It's not for you. Because what happens here, this picture, what others think about you, it keeps you in illusion, it keeps you in confusion about self. The entire confusion comes through the 7th house in this transit. It could be not just about the public affairs and the people you meet. It could be the partner, the lover, the marriage partner, the criticism you're dealing with, or simply he or she says one sentence and it hits you so bad, feeling as if you are incapable of doing anything. So the criticism which comes from the 7th house, let go that voice, let go that opinion. And Rahu in the 1st house in Pisces is about listening to self. Your mind will be flooded with so much of information. Rahu just connects you to the most deeper levels of self, that beautiful knowledge and wisdom you're collecting from one age to another age within this journey. What you have learned since you were born, and how you bring all the information together and become more mature and open to the world. So for a while, Rahu here in the 1st house is you being trying to run from one place to another, because there is this lack of confrontation. You may feel that I cannot confront this, I cannot make the best use of this opportunity, I cannot talk to someone new because I don't have that confidence, I don't know what to say. But then eventually with this transit, you learn to connect with everyone, the people who are like you, the people who are not like you, they're opposite to you, but you learn to be with everyone. Rahu just shows the fear. It shows the fear of dealing with people who don't know you very well, fear of strangers, fear of sometimes even the self. The fear of self over here means that certain experiences which you think makes you weak, or you think it makes you less capable than others. So letting go that fear is significant. Fear of speaking on stage, fear of dealing with people, that needs to go. And living in a very present moment. That's what Rahu wants you to teach about. And this is the house of identity. This is the house of self. Looking for clarity in life. Again, this is a major theme. To recall, remember who you are. You may have the best talents, you may have the best potential, but in this transit you feel the need, okay, someone should remind me, someone should say some positive words about me, then I will be able to connect to who I am. That revival needs to happen. But Rahu here wants you to do this on your own. Ketu shows let go the need to be, appreciated by the public, or let go the need to be, depending upon a stranger to say good things to you. So Rahu brings great improvement here. Feeling a bit lost may happen because you may be juggling up the right opportunity for you, what should be the best path for you, whether it's taking care of yourself, whether it's grooming, whether it's profession, everything. So a lot of ideas, a lot of options in your hands. And also this is about travel. This is about moving into a faraway place, because Saturn also supports you in this. And Rahu also slowly will approach towards the 12th house itself. So it can take you to the foreign lands or moving away from the home, living in a different place may happen because of work, because of some good work opportunities. Ketu makes things a bit blurry and challenging with respect to partnerships, whether it's love, whether it's a business partnership, relationship. Because what Ketu brings here is the need to let go the calculation, that 24/7 assessment in a relationship. You did this and I did that, and you never helped me here, and so on. So Ketu wants to cut away those calculations and the logic and the constant I would say arguments here. Instead, removing these obstacles and focusing more on how we can connect with each other, how we can serve each other, how can we understand each other's challenges very well. So Ketu in Virgo in the 7th house brings certain situations, times in your partnership where you and your partner both have to be very helpful towards each other, going beyond certain measures to reach out to help each other, or learning to break the ice, learning to improve the communication, understanding the responsibilities in the relationships. This is what the Ketu wants you. Let go that inner judgment in the relationship. So Ketu may challenge the partnerships, as I mentioned earlier, and this challenge is about not criticizing each other, and working on establishing a strong relationship. There can be a lot of terms and conditions in the business partnerships as well, which you may not understand or you may not agree to. So sign your contracts, legal contracts, very carefully with this transit. From the seventh house, Ketu. Okay, one more thing. As Rahu is in Pisces, so we need to see where Jupiter is going in this transit. So Jupiter will transit from second and the third house, which is Aries and Taurus. So Jupiter is going to bring a lot of financial abundance, trying out different luxuries. Okay, there is enjoyment, there is fulfillment, and there is auspicious event happening in the family life. And Jupiter also is enhancing the faith in your own self, having confidence in your decisions. Jupiter will assist you in that as well. And further, from the seventh house, Ketu aspects the 11th house. So this is definitely about detachment with respect to certain friendships, important people, because they no longer help you to grow. Instead, they block you from growing. And also, this is about removing some major obstacle with respect to your income, clearing a certain contract, renewing a certain contract, completing a certain work project, or resigning from a certain work project may also happen. And it's for good, because this is a block which is not allowing you to do your best, to grow your best. So removing yourself from a partnership or a work project because it doesn't aligns with what you want to grow in life. And Rahu is going to aspect the 5th and the 9th house, which are ruled by Cancer and Scorpio. So this could bring some kind of improvement in the existing skills. Doing a short-term course, even for some people, it could be higher learning. But how I see, the 9th house is ruled by Scorpio. This is something short-term. Maybe you're about to complete something or a short-term course which brings great improvement in the work you're doing. And traveling along with someone very significant in your life, a family member, a very dear friend, which brings joy, which enhances a sense of comfort for you. You definitely seek some company to travel and to move around, to explore different places, which will happen at this time. And yes, there's a lot of inner work, spiritual work, which will also happen. How Rahu looks at the 5th and the 9th house, clearing away some ideology, illusion which you always had about life. Understanding the reality is significant.